fight like a roaring fight. Grit during dreams under stadium lights. Sweat and fire, hearts ignite. Evening sports buffet. With the Ginch we play. Highlights, wild scores collide. It's the riot live tonight. Blades drawn, bold on the chalkboard slate.
It's Monday, November 10th, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. We are minus 17 days from Thanksgiving. Welcome to another edition of our Early Eating Sports Buffet with the Ginch. I'm your host, Ryan Neff. Did you enjoy the weekend's activities sports-wise? Favorite college team win? Did your favorite NFL team win? A lot of shit happened over the weekend. I am watching coverage of the sixth graders in fucking Washington, D.C. do their thing or not do their thing. Don't get me started. Yeah. Okay. But welcome. Let's jump into it, shall we? Some news and headlights. Some news and headlines from around the world of sports today. Giants fired coach Brian Daboll. Today. It's reported by Jordan Rannon of ESPN. Giants co-owner John Mara. I'll just read this verbatim. His quote: "Past few seasons have been nothing short of disappointing, and we have not met our expectations for this franchise." You think? We understand the frustration of our fans, and we will work to deliver a significantly improved product. Although Joe Shane, the GM, is keeping his job. He should be fired too. Assistant head coach and offensive coordinator Mike Kafka will serve as the Giants' interim coach. He was a finalist for multiple head coaching jobs over the past 2 years. In reference to Mr. Shane, Mr. Mara said, "We feel like Joe has assembled a good young nucleus of talent, and we look forward to its development. Unfortunately, the results over the past 3 years have not been what any of us want. We take full responsibility for those results and look forward to the kind of success our fans expect." Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. The move had to be made. It doesn't really help that Daniel Jones is having success in Indianapolis. That's probably another component to it. But I don't know where they're going to turn. I've heard Bill Belichick's name floated around. He's not coming back. He's not going to win in today's NFL. It's not going to happen. But maybe he will. I don't know. I don't think he will. Much like Nick Saban couldn't deal with NIL and transfer portals and X, Y, and Z. That's why he got out. Belichick thinks he knows that he's not going to win at the NFL level like he once did. I've heard Mike McCarthy's name being mentioned. So we'll see. I don't know where they're going to turn. They're 2-8. It's just sort of a lost season. But look, the Giants have had some leads. They've blown it. So maybe with a new voice for the rest of the year, some good will come out of it. I don't know. In Major League Baseball, more black eyes for it. Luis Ortiz, his bail was set at $500,000 in the pitch rigging case, if you haven't heard about it. reported by the Associated Press. Ortiz appeared in federal court Monday on charges accusing him and teammate Emmanuel Clace of taking bribes to help associates in their native Dominican Republic win prop bets placed on pitches they threw, mostly that were pitches they threw into the dirt. And if you go back and take a look at some of the videos, yeah. U.S. Magistrate Judge Donald Cabell in Boston granted Ortiz his release, but with several conditions, including that he surrender his passport, restrict his travel to the Northeast, and post a $500,000 bail, $50,000 of it secured. He was also ordered to avoid contact with anyone who could be viewed as a victim, a witness, or a co-defendant in the case. If you've been living under a rock, according to the indictment against the two unsealed Sunday, Ortiz and Clace took several $1,000s in payoffs. I mean, one of them is making $700,000 a year, the other one's making a couple mil. Took several $1,000s in payoffs to help two unnamed gamblers in their home country win at least $400,000 on bets placed on the speed and outcome of certain pitches, including some that landed in the dirt. Again, I don't know why this surprises anybody. This kind of shit's been going on for decades, even a century. Go back to the 1919, 1918, or 1919 White Sox, who threw games. A lot of them were suspended for life, including Shoeless Joe Jackson. You had the steroid stuff. Cocaine was rampant in Major League Baseballs back in the 70s and 80s. I don't know why this surprises anybody with FanDuel and DraftKings and all the fucking prop bets and this, that, and the other thing. You're going to see more and more come out. You just are. And to be quite honest with you, because all this shit's coming out, I don't know why you would bet anymore, because you have no clue who's on the take. You just don't. You don't. But to put yourself in this particular position, you only got a cut of a couple $1,000s. Gamblers in their home country of the Dominican Republic, looks like they walked away with $400,000. I don't know. You are going to see more and more of this. And again, FanDuel and DraftKings, Bet Online, Bet MGM, I don't fucking care what it is. It's just another way for the Sharks to make big money. You and me, who put the 5-cent NFL team in every week to win whatever, $500, more often than not, it's not going to happen for us. And with the basketball thing coming out about, the players on the take, rigging games on prop bets, you don't know anymore. You don't. Major League Baseball and the sports books have agreed to a nationwide limit on pitch bets. Go figure. You're going to see stuff like this too. They're going to put a limit on pitch bets. They're going to put a limit on prop bets. It's just going to happen. And again, people who like to bet, you don't have any idea who's on the take. So, and there's some iffy shit that's been going on. Reported by David Purdom of ESPN. Prominent U.S. sports books are establishing a nationwide $200 betting limit on baseball wagers centered on individual pitches and prohibiting such bets from being included in parlays in an attempt to decrease the incentive for manipulation. Major League Baseball announced on Monday. And I'm sure the Sharks and professional gamblers will find ways around that too. So I guess that's a first step. But we'll see. The Bengals' Joe Burrow has returned to practice. He hopes to return Thanksgiving Day. It was thought that he would come back in December. Cincinnati's 3-6. Do you really want to rush him back, being 3-6? But look, they're 3-6. Pittsburgh dropped to 5-4. I believe the Ravens now are 4-5. And the Browns just lost to the Jets. And the Browns are only 3 games out of first. So 9-8 might win this division. So if they can win the next couple games going into Thanksgiving and they're 5-6, I could see it, I guess. But he doesn't play defense. And Cincinnati's defense blows. They suck out loud. Again, you don't want to rush him back from the injury he sustained and fuck him up even worse because he's been hurt often the last couple years. Chicago Cubs mainstay, the right-handed pitcher Kyle Hendricks, he has said he is retiring after 12 seasons. So good luck to him on the next chapter of his life and whatever he does. But he is retiring after 12 seasons. I found this kind of funny. The Ravens' John Harbaugh denies wrongdoing after Vikings' false starts. He went on this reported by Jamison Hensley of Espen. Harbaugh said, "We didn't have a game plan for that. If we did, I would have been happy, but we're not going to do anything illegal." Minnesota, I think it was like 7 or 8 false starts. It looks like the Vikings were saying, Aaron Jones saying that Ravens had a hand in the false starts by simulating like hand claps or whatnot. So I look, in today's day and age of sports, anything is possible. I wouldn't put it past people. The Cowboys would wear decals and shirts to honor their fallen teammate, Marshawn Nealon. Again, I still would like to know what happened completely. And now it's come out today. So Garrett Wilson, he's to miss at least 3-4 weeks. He went down in the third quarter yesterday. Then he won't require surgery. So that's a plus. The Jets, can you call it a good win over the Browns? I have no idea. But look, Myles Garrett wanted out last year. He decided to stay, probably regretting that decision. It's like Charles Barkley said, when players say it's not about the money, it's about the money, period. So there you have it. So let's jump around the world in sports, shall we? The NFL this past weekend. I won't go over the stats. I'll wait till tomorrow on end zone to end zone to go over everything. But last Thursday night, it started with the Raiders at the Broncos, a barn burner. Broncos win 10-7. I watched it till halftime. I did fucking snooze fest. I fell asleep. But as I do, I jot down notes. It just again, it was just a snooze fest. It just really was. The only thing I can say is Raiders play tough, but losing teams find ways to lose. There's nothing else to say. There really isn't. I said before the season, Broncos were going to win this division. Right now, they sit at 8-2. The Raiders are 2-7. Over there in Berlin, Germany, I don't know why. The Colts beat the Falcons. The Colts, one of the surprise teams of the year. They won 31-25. Falcons played gritty there for a while. What I wrote down here, watching the game yesterday, Indianapolis, 41 carries for 323 yards. Falcons ran for 140 yards. Falcons were 0-8 on third down. Indianapolis was 2-12. But Indianapolis held the ball for 40 minutes. The final was in overtime as Jonathan Taylor scored late. Colts are 8-2. The Falcons are 3-6. The Bears somehow came back and beat the Giants. Didn't help the Giants that Jackson Dart got hurt. He was in concussion protocol. He was having a fantastic game. And then when he got hurt, it just seems like the wheels fell off. Just some of the notes that I wrote down here. Just Jackson Dart getting hurt kind of like solidified the Giants' loss. The Bears, another surprise team. They are 6-3. The GI Ants are 2-8 in a world of turmoil. Not good. In a what the fuck are you doing game, this is why I can't take the Bills seriously. Just can't do it. Can't do it. You beat the Chiefs, and then you lose to the Dolphins. Inexplicably. And they got their ass kicked. There's no two ways around it. It was lackluster. You showed up, and that was it. You showed up thinking you were going to win just because you were going to show up. It's just, I don't know. Way back in the day, something like this would have never happened. But that was way back in the day. Just some of the notes that I wrote down. Bills look like hell. Dolphins ran for almost 200 yards. The Bills 87. Dolphins sitting at 3-7. The Bills now 6-3. Looking up at the Patriots, by the way. I don't think Bills fans envisioned this. Bills started off the season 2-0, by the way. They are 4-3 since. Now staring at a wild card in the face. A lot of games to be left, but let's be realistic. The Ravens back on track, ladies and gentlemen. Now that Lamar's back, they beat the Vikings 27-19. Both teams are now 4-5. Again, the two things I wrote down: Vikings 3 turnovers, Ravens none. When you're turning it over and the other team doesn't turn it over, more than likely you're going to lose. But like I said, they're both 4-5 now. Yeah, the NFC North, wide open. Big time wide open. Inexplicably, Jets beat the Browns. They're both 2-7. The Browns snatched defeat away from victory. The two things I wrote down here were the Jets just wanted it more. I mean, every statistical category you look at, the Browns won, but they find ways to lose just because they're the Browns. Both teams are 2-7. There's just some. Let me be honest. There's just some atrocious football. The NFL is not stand for the National Football League. It's the no fundamentals league, ladies and gentlemen. Period. Period. There's no art to tackling anymore. Everyone just leans with their shoulder, looking for the big hit. It just blows. Offensive lineman can't block. Patriots held off the Buccaneers 28-23. Thought it was a good game. Baker played well for Tampa Bay. But again, I will highlight this. New England won the rushing battle. I know New England had the one turnover. Tampa Bay didn't turn it over any. I mean, when you're putting together sustained drives and you're controlling the clock running the game, you're likely going to win. Patriots 8-2, ladies and gentlemen. I did not see that coming. Buccaneers now sit at 6-3. In another inexplicable game, the Saints beat the Panthers 17-7. It just can't happen. It can't. Just bad losses. And the two notes I made on this watching the game, actually three notes. New Orleans won a rushing battle. They won a turnover battle. They were 8-17 on third down. Carolina was 3-9. It's just a bad loss for the Panthers, man. Saints are 2-8. The Panthers sit at 5-5. Still in the thick for a division and a wild card, but it's a bad loss all around. Another game. Inexplicable. The Jaguars, who had a 29-10 lead in the fourth quarter, by the way. And this is why you can't take the Jags seriously. Texans come all the way back, win 36-29. And actually, it was 30-29. And on the last play of the game, Trevor Lawrence gets hit from behind. Ball falls into the Houston Texans guy, the defender's arms, and he runs back for a touchdown. Which means the Texans outscored the Jags 26-0 in the fourth quarter. Should never happen. The Jaguars blew it. Just the notes. Houston won the rushing battle. Better on third down. Texans are 4-5. Jaguars fall to 5-4. The Seahawks blew out the Cardinals 44-22. Seahawks, I think it was 38-7 at the half. Just brutal. Just not good. Just the notes I wrote: turnover fest. Seattle won the rushing battle. Just the Cardinals they look bad. Seahawks are 7-2. The Cardinals now 3-6. As I follow the bouncing ball down the scores here. Rams all over the 49ers. I called the Rams to win this game. Just for some odd reason, over the last 5-6 years, the Rams just seem to have the 49ers number. No matter if the 49ers are beat up and the Rams are healthy or vice versa, it's kind of a helmet game for the 49ers now. The notes I wrote down: Stafford played at an MVP level. Rams won the turnover battle. They won the rushing battle. Ass kicking. Rams are 7-2. The 49ers now fall to 6-4. Well, I follow the bouncing ball. Lions all over the Commanders. The Commanders are beat up. It's a lost season. They win 44-22 was a popular score yesterday. Really, the notes I wrote down yesterday, there's just one note. Lions 226 yards rushing, Washington 93. I think Washington, it's a lost season. Lions get back on the winning track. They're 6-3. The Commanders are 3-7. And then last night, the guys over at Steel City Renegades, not happy. Dave Chipper and Dees. The Steelers looked horrible. Defense played well enough, but the offense shit the bed. The offense puts Aaron Rodgers terrible. Offense horrible. Steelers couldn't convert third downs. Just bad. Bad all around. Chargers are 7-3, by the way. The Steelers are 5-4. I said the AFC West was going to be Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders. And that's coming to fruition. Monday Night Football tonight, the Eagles at the Packers. I said on Steel City Renegades yesterday, Eagles coming off a bye. We all know how they are coming off a bye. Green Bay looked like shit last week. Everybody, it says scream Eagles. Take the Eagles. I'm taking the Packers. Just the way the NFL is going this year. Let's go to the NBA, shall we? I will go to the standings as it stands before today's games. Out there in the East, look at the Detroit Pistons are 8-2, sit on top. Cavaliers in second at 7-3, a game behind. The Knicks and the Bulls are third and fourth, a game and a half behind. They're both 6-3. The Miami Heat, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the 76ers are all 6-4, 2 games back. The Toronto Raptors and the Atlanta Hawks, 5-5, both 3 back. Boston Celtics are 10th, 5-6, 3.5 back. And then rounding it out, the Magic, the Hornets, the Nets, Pacers, and the Wizards are all 1-9. Not good. Out there in the Western Conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, by the way, have lost a game, they're 10-1. They sit on top. Excuse me. San Antonio second, as is the Denver Nuggets, 7-2 apiece. They're 2 games back. The Lakers are 7-3, 2.5 back in fourth. The Houston Rockets are fifth, 6-3, 3 games back. The Minnesota Timberwolves are 6-4, 3.5 back. They're in sixth. Trailblazers are 7th, 5-4, 4 games back. Golden State Warriors are 8th, 6-5, 4 games back. Suns are 9th, 5-5, 4.5 back. The Grizz are 4-7, 6 back, as are the Jazz and the Clippers. Kings, Mavericks, and Pelicans round out the bottom. I won't go over the entire NBA from the weekend. I will go over yesterday's games. Rockets beat the Bucks yesterday, 122 to 115. For the Rockets, Kevin Durant, your leading scorer, with 31 points. Alperen Sengun, he had 23 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. For the Milwaukee Bucks, the Giannis Antetokounmpo, 37 points, led the way. Knicks beat the Nets 134 to 98. For the Nets, Michael Porter Jr., 25 points. For the Knicks, Karl Anthony Towns, 28 points and 12 boards. Celtics beat the Magic 111 to 107 for the Boston Celtics. Your leading scorer was Jaylen Brown with 27. For the Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero, 28 points. The Thunder beat the Grizz 114 to 100. For the Thunder, Shea doing his thing with 35 points. Hartenstein added 13 boards. For the Grizzlies, your leading scorer was Jaren Jackson Jr. with 17. Pistons beat the 76ers 111 to 108. For the Pistons, leading scorer, Cade Cunningham with 26. Jalen Duren, triple-double. No, double-double. 21 points, added 16 boards. For the 76ers, Tyrese Maxey, 33 points. Andre Drummond added 12 rebounds. Warriors beat the struggling Pacers 114 to 83. I don't know what's up with the Pacers. They just look bad. For the Pacers, your leading scorer was Mr. Andrew Nemhard with 14 points. Jay Huff added 11 rebounds. Golden State, leading scorer was Jimmy Butler, 21 points. Okay. As my Verizon pad has frozen. Timberwolves waxed the Kings 144 to 117. For the Timberwolves, your leading scorer was Anthony Edwards with 26. Rudy Gobert added 12 rebounds. And for the Kings, your leading scorer was Zach LaVine, 26 points. Demontis Sabonis, 13 boards. On the slate today, right now in the first, the Lakers and the Hornets. Hornets up 37-33. In the first, Pistons and Wizards tie 25 apiece. Actually, the Wizards just went up 27-25. In the first, Magic up on the Trailblazers 19 to 18. Later on, Cavs at the Heat, Spurs at the Bulls, Bucks at the Mavs, Pelicans at the Suns, Timberwolves at the Jazz, Hawks at the Clippers. Go to the NHL. Let's go to the standings. In the Eastern Conference, in the Atlantic, the Canadiens sit on top. They are 10-3-2 with 22 points. Bruins are second at 10-7, 20 points. Senators are third, 8-5-3 with 19 points. The Lightning are fourth. They're 8-5-2, 18 points. The Detroit Red Wings are fifth, 9-7 with 18 points. Toronto Maple Leafs struggling a bit. They're 6, 8-7-1, 17 points. Florida Panthers struggling. Seventh, 7-7-1, 15 points. And the Sabres in last, 5-6-4, 14 points. In the Metropolitan, the Carolina Hurricanes, New Jersey Devils tied atop with 11-4 records with 22 points apiece. The Penguins, Third, 9-5-3, 21 points. Philadelphia Flyers, fourth, 8-5-2, 18 points. The Islanders are fifth, 7-6-2 with 16 points, tied with the Rangers, 7-7-2, 16 points. The Capitals are 7-7-1, 15. Blue Jackets last at 7-7, 14 points. Out there in your Western Conference, in the Central, the Avalanche on top, 10-1-5. They have 25 points. Stars are second, 9-4-3, 21 points. The Blackhawks, my Blackhawks, are third. Holy shit. They're 8-5-3 with 19 points. Utah Mammoth, fifth, 9-7, 18 points. The Minnesota Wild, they are 6-7-7-3, 17 points. Nashville Predators, seventh, 5-8-4, 14 points. And the St. Louis Blues, 5-8-3 in last, 13 points. In the Pacific, the Anaheim Ducks, surprisingly, 11-3-1, 23 points in first. Vegas Golden Knights are second, 7-3-4, as are the Kraken, both with 18 points. The Kings also with 18 points, but they're in fourth. Sharks are fifth, 7-6-3, 17 points. Canucks are sixth, 8-8-1, 17 points. The Edmonton Oilers 6-6-4, 16 points. And the Calgary Flames, who are having a rough go of it here, 4-11-2, with 10 points. The worst team in the NHL right now. Scores from yesterday. If it pops up here. Excuse me. Good slate on yesterday. Blackhawks over the Red Wings 5-1. The Kings beat the Penguins 3-2. Hurricanes over the Maple Leafs 5-4. The Senators over the Mammoth 4-2. Stars over the Kraken 2-1. Wild over the Flames 2-0. Avalanche over the Canucks overtime 5-4. And the Ducks beat the Jets 4-1. Today's slate, very light. Right now in the first, Devils up on the Islanders 1-0. In the first, Rangers over the Preds 1-0. Later on, Blue Jackets at the Oilers, Panthers at the Golden Knights. NCAA football, again, I will go over everything top 25 wise, a review of week number 11 and then preview of week number 12 this coming weekend. I'm not going to go over stats. I'll just write over the news and the notes from what I watched. Friday, number 19 USC beat Northwestern 38-17. I just wrote down Northwestern unmatched. Then on Saturday, number 23 Washington goes into Wisconsin and loses inexplicably. I just wrote down Wisconsin defense stepped up to the plate. Plain and simple. Number 18 Miami beat the Cuse 38-10. Just wrote down Syracuse unmatched. Final in overtime, number 16 Vanderbilt beat Auburn 45-38. Just one major note, I just wrote down Vandy made one more play. Final in overtime, another inexplicable loss because Louisville had it in front of them. Cal beats Louisville 29-26. That's in overtime. Just Cal wanted it more. That's what I wrote down. Another inexplicable loss. I said 2-3 weeks ago that all hell was going to break loose the last 6-7 weeks of the season, and I was right. Wake Forest beat Virginia, and I called the upset, by the way. Virginia had been flirting with disaster for the last 2-3 weeks. Wake Forest just again wanted it more. Just now Virginia's dropped one game in the ACC for the first time, so yeah, just not good. Number 10 Notre Dame beat Navy 49-10. Look, Notre Dame's just on a roll. What are you going to do? And I think they're going to win out. I just think they will. Number 9 Oregon outlasted number 20 Iowa 18-16. I just wrote down hell of a game. Just it was. Number 8 Texas Tech beat number 7 BYU 29-7. Just one note: Texas Tech's defense is for real, and people better watch out for Texas Tech. They win the Big 12, they go into the playoff, and they get a bye. Watch out. Final. Number 6 Ole Miss beat the Citadel 49-0. I said the Citadel wouldn't score. Number 5 Georgia beat Mississippi State 41-21. I feel bad for Mississippi State. I really like them to get bowl eligible after what they've been through the last 2-3 years. The only thing I wrote down is Georgia back on track. Final. Number 4 Alabama beat LSU 20-9. Just wrote down Alabama's defense dominant. Number 3 Texas A&M over number 27 Missouri 38-17. Just wrote down A&M for real. And then if anybody watched the last minute and a half of the Indiana Penn State game, I'm not a Penn State fan, but they should have won that football game. Now they've lost 6 in a row. Basically need to win the last 3 to get bowl eligible. Indiana survives 27-24. Number 1 Ohio State beat Purdue 34-10. I just wrote down Ohio State hasn't played anybody but Texas so far. And look, they don't make up the schedule. It's the ADs and the presidents. And so, yeah, I will go everything in depth on Wednesday. I think that's going to do it. Oh, Premier League. Soccer. Let's do this. Let's go to the table, or standings as they call it over there. Arsenal still sits on top with 26 points. Man City second, 22 points, 4 behind. Chelsea's third, 20 points. They're 6 behind. You got Sunderland. Yes, Sunderland is 4th with 19 points. Tottenham's 5th with 18 points, along with Villa. They're 6th. And Man United and Liverpool and Bournemouth, all with 18 points. Crystal Palace rounds out your top 10 with 17 points. The season ended today. West Ham, Nottingham Forest, and Wolverhampton would all be relegated. Wolverhampton's been in this position the last couple seasons. I don't know if they're going to be able to get out of it, to be honest with you. It looks like they're headed for relegation. And Wolverhampton's been up in the Premier League for a while now. But they have no wins. They have 2 draws and they have 9 losses. Not looking good. So scores from this past weekend. On Saturday, Tottenham and Man United 2-2 draw. Everton beat Fulham 2-0. West Ham over Burnley 3-2. Sunderland and Arsenal inexplicably with the draw. But look, Sunderland's got something for the league this year. Chelsea all over Wolverhampton 3-0. Then yesterday, Villa laid the wood to Bournemouth 4-0. Brentford beat Newcastle 3-1. Brighton and Crystal 0-0 draw. Nottingham Forest over Leeds 3-1. And Man City all over Liverpool 3-0. I think that's going to do it for tonight. I'm not going to go over basketball scores yet in the NCAA or women's. They've only played 2 games. I'm not going to go over rankings. It's stupid. Just get rid of them. So, with all that being said, Practice compassion, practice empathy, have passion for what you do. Hug somebody every once in a while. You might make their day. Tell somebody you love them. You might not get a second opportunity. And for God's sakes, if you see somebody struggling, ask questions, inquire. What can you do to help? Do they need help? You might not just be saving a life. You might be saving multiple lives. Enjoy the Packers-Eagles game tonight. If you're going to tune in over to the NBA, tune in for that. Here on the Cole County Entertainment Network, I don't know if they're going to have a show or not. Patterson Avenue Fanatics, I haven't seen anything. Maybe they're going to have one. I don't know. But hopefully they do. I'm sure they'll go over the Eagles-Packers game tonight. So, again, enjoy the night's festivities. Or if you're watching coverage of the sixth graders down there in Washington, D.C., because that's basically what it is. They're fifth graders and sixth graders out on a playground, and they can't agree to the rules of the game, and that's all it is. It's a fucking circus run by clowns. So, with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do, and that's for Dandy Don to take me out.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.